Hey everyone, Jenny here with Sipping Streams Tea Company with another amazing tea blend. So this is one of our tea blends that we custom designed for two different individuals who came into our tea house. And what I want you to know is this is also the only Tisane, so herbal infusion, blend we've ever made that was specifically for medicinal properties. So it is very, very simple. All it is high quality chamomile and high quality rooibos. And so you'll see here, it doesn't look like anything super special, but because of the potency of its ingredients and the combination, it has become so popular. Actually, honestly, I'm not a big fan of chamomile and I'm not a big fan of rooibos, but the two together taste fabulous. So I'm going to make some of this for you really quickly so we can get started, and then I'll tell you the story of how it came about. So I'm actually going to make it in a teapot today, and you'll see it's about a 4-cup teapot. So I'm actually going to have to put quite a bit of this in there. So a cup is about 2.5 grams. It might have to be the whole package that you can re-steep up to 4 times. Yep, I'm gonna have to put the whole thing in there, or almost the whole thing. I have some left, but I mean, I can make 4 pots out of this. And I'm gonna put it in my mesh screen that mostly comes with our tea sets that we sell at Sipping Streams. Almost all of them come with a strainer, so you don't have to worry about buying any paper filters or a separate strainer. Put that all in there. You want boiling hot water. I'm going to steep it about 3 to 5 minutes. I'm going to put 3 minutes. I don't like my teas or my tisanes overly bitter. So that's what happens when you steep it longer. It gets stronger. So if you ever get any of the tiny bits of the rooibos or the chamomile in there, don't you worry, because if you eat your ingredients, like I said before, you get 100% of the health benefits. So put this kettle down over here. That was a lot of water. And good thing it's almost bedtime. So I'm going to set a timer for 3 minutes. So the African sunset is the best tisane that I've seen work for people who have upset stomachs. So originally I had a woman who came to my first store location and she said, I read all about you. I know that you've won all these international awards. I know you're a tea specialist. Can you make me something? I was like, well, wait. First of all, I'm not an herbalist. Second of all, I'm not a doctor. And so, I'm going to have to ask some personal questions just in case there is a conflict with any medications or, your diet or, health and well-being, your statuses. So ask her some personal questions just to make sure I didn't give her anything that would possibly conflict with her diet. And she was fine. She told me that she had a lot of stress happening in her life. She's going through some issues with her personal life. And I was like, so what are you eating? She's like, I'm trying to eat healthy. And so the only thing I could think of on the top of my head was the combination of these two ingredients. So I was like, okay, here's a mix. I know what they each do individually, and take it 3 times a day, but each steeping, remember, you can do 4 times. So drink it at least 3 times a day throughout the whole day, every day for a week. And then let me know how it goes. She said, oh, great. Okay. How much do I owe you? I said, nothing. I don't even know if it works. I know what these 2 ingredients do. And to me, it sounds like you're under a lot of stress, a lot of changes in your life, and it's causing GI problems. So, try this out. It should be safe for you, given your, don't have any unusual conditions. So she said, great. Came back a week later. She's like, oh my goodness, it tastes amazing. I want a pound of it. I was like, well, wait, did it actually work? Oh yeah, it works. It totally works. I want a pound of it. And I'm like, do you know how much a pound is? That's 160 fresh cups. You can make up to 4 times each serving. And she's like, no, I want a pound of it. I'm like, okay. A week later, another woman came in with the same story. I was like, did the other lady send you here? She's like, what are you talking about? What lady? And I said, well, that's strange. There's a woman who came in the week before, super excited to meet me, heard all about me, and said, can you make me something for these conditions? And you have almost the same situation. A lot of stress, a lot of changes in your life, GI problems. And, I was like, do you have gluten intolerance? Do you have any allergies? She's like, not that I know of. And I said, okay, well, as long as, you're not allergic to rooibos and chamomile, then this should be safe for you. So I made her some. Actually, I had some leftovers. Honestly, I didn't even make her any, and from the pound amount that I made before. And so I gave it to her. She's like, "Okay, so how do I take it?" And I told her the same exact instructions: drink it at least 3 times a day, just that one serving. Drink it throughout the day, and drink it for 7 days straight, and let me know how it goes. She's like, "Great. How much do I owe you?" I said, nothing. It worked for the last lady. I don't know if it's going to work for you. I'm not, an herbalist. I'm not a doctor at all. I just know what those 2 ingredients do. And I don't know if it's going to work for you, but it worked for the other lady. So she came back a week later. She's like, oh my gosh, it's totally amazing. I need a pound of it. I'm like, wow, these people keep asking for a pound of it. That's a lot of, this chamomile rooibos blend that I created. So, like, try to warn her, that's a lot, makes a lot of cups. And she's like, nope, I need it. It totally works. So then a week after that, I had a little bit left over still from the blend that I had made. Are you seeing this theme here? So I gave it out for a free tea tasting to get rid of it because I don't like wasting good quality ingredients. So we had an art showing at our tea house, and I decided to give it away for free, make some air pots of it so people could enjoy the art and drink some cups of tea. And you know what happened? Every single person who came to the art showing that tried a cup of this not named herbal blend yet walked up to one of my employees and said, could you show me which one it is on the shelf? And so I had to embarrassingly say, I'm sorry, it's not one that we sell. It's a leftover from a blend that I made for 2 people who have some digestive issues, but it tastes really good. And you know what they said? You need to start selling it. And it tastes absolutely fabulous. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. You can see that it's expanded a lot, quite a bit. It's very robust, fluffy here that you can see here. And I'm actually going to strain this out. And you can see this really dark amber color. It's beautiful. It just reminds you of Africa. And rooibos is where South Africa is where rooibos is from. And so that's and chamomile is very relaxing. It has melatonin in it. It helps with sleep. It is a natural blood thinner, so if you are on certain blood thinners or blood thickeners, you do need to be careful about that. But it's just this amazing, sweet, aromatic, rich cup. So for me, honestly, chamomile gets a little too bitter sometimes for me, even though I steep it for only 3 minutes. And rooibos, I'm not a fan of plain rooibos. It reminds me of beans. I don't know how it's like lentils. I like lentils, but I don't like drinking liquid lentils. I do like lentils in my soup, but you know what I mean. So if you smell it, it's sweet, it's slightly chamomile, but the rooibos, and it helps mellow out some of the possible bitter notes that chamomile has. You want to use boiling hot water for herbals usually. It has this thick, viscous mouthfeel to it when you drink it. Almost like it's creamy. And the nice thing about this is that rooibos is a very, very powerful anti-inflammatory plant, and it works throughout your whole body and all the systems. And chamomile is very calming, relaxing with the melatonin, which helps your sleep cycle too, and also just helps you relax and decrease your stress and anxiety level. So with those factors, like I teach in my tea classes, so right now we're teaching the immune boosting tea workshop, those factors influence the way that we balance with our external environment. So the African sunset, if you're a person who has Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, so these two women, as far as I know, did not have that because they probably would have been on medication. But later on, I kept having these different customers come in and say, yeah, I buy it because I have Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. I'm like, really? Well, that's amazing. Like, you need to tell people about that. It actually works. And they said, yes, it totally works. It's the only thing that stops my flare up from happening. If you check out our Sipping Streams YouTube channel, you'll see one of the testimonials of one of our customers, and she drinks it all the time when she feels like she's about to have a flare up happen. So, with the combination of the powerful relaxing properties of the chamomile and the properties of the anti-inflammation, and it just is this really powerful combination of an herbal blend that is great for upset stomachs, because when we are in that flight or flight mode, where we have a lot of stress going on, or we just ate something upsetting our stomach, so it causes some inflammation. Anyways, it causes a lot of gastric juices to be created, and sometimes that's what can cause stomach ulcers and such. I mean, there's a number of factors to it, but if we kind of treat the symptoms from like the outside in, so if we can't control what's going on in our lives, but we can control how our mind is going to be to control the rest of our body and its systems to stay calm, keep calm, keep calm and drink tea. It is a great alternative of, any sort of antacid or something like that. And it brings down inflammation immediately. So if you have a sore throat, it's also great for a sore throat too. And rooibos helps with calming down the histamines in our body too. So if you have allergies, it's really good for that too. But again, if you're on certain medications because you have certain allergies, still be very careful, because you may be able to help with rooibos or with the African sunset, but it's not going to necessarily cure you. So let me know if you have any questions at all. I am so glad that you're here watching this today, and I can't wait to share more about tea with you. If you join our Sipping Streams Tea Tribe, that's where I go live every week teaching more information about tea. We recently did a series on tea cocktails. I'll be talking about the history of tea parties and tea treats coming up too. So if you're interested, please join the Sipping Streams Tea Tribe and check out our YouTube channel, because there's tons of videos on the health benefits of tea, the tasting profiles, and you can always get our products at sippingstreams.com. Thank you so much, everyone.